Ooh, that transition worked out well. He cracked the beer.
How's it going? It's funny. It says there's 0 people watching, but there's people in the chat.
There's people there. There's
I
people
know,
there.
The eyeball at the top left is like there's nobody here.
Oh, 17. 17.
Now it just showed up. It says 17. Hello, 17 people. Oh,
you would think that we'd have more numbers with like our Instagram and YouTube.
And you know what? It's all about the people that are here, Rob.
My ADD got the better of me today, and I may have forgotten to post the picture that you sent along. Oh, I'm such a dope. I have one of those days. I'm going to post it right now so that people know, because there's people that would want to be here.
Yeah, I really wish we could figure out a way to connect this to Instagram, but they don't. They do not have a way.
Yeah,
you know.
I wonder if I should do a real story. Can I do
it? Sorry, everybody. We're trying to make sure there's more people here that can enjoy the cast.
Yeah.
Because I'm a dope and I totally forgot.
Hey, dude, it's okay, man. Look, we're already up to 23. People are just they're trickling in. Hello to people in the chat. We got Sal, we got Brian, Wackermaker, the creator of Brick. Some good folks in already. We got a short show tonight. We're only going to do about an hour, probably, and we have 2 topics to go through, and we'll get started that in a minute. You know, let's give folks a few more moments to
meander on in.
Yeah. First question, guys. What have you got in the mail this week that you've?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't give any context. What have you guys gotten in the mail?
Brad, do you want to go first?
Oh,
or do you want me?
Yeah, I don't care who goes first. Actually, I'm going to post this, so if you could go first, Rob, that would be splendid.
Right. Do I sound okay for one?
You sound dead sexy.
I went to a Blink-182 concert. I met up with mostly Batman stuff. Cool dude. Yeah, so my ears are still a little bit like ringing a little bit.
How's Blink? How were they?
I've seen them so many times. This one was one of the best.
I mean, this is after a decade or 2 hiatus?
No, I mean, they still were putting out music. Just they had somebody else. They had Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio instead of Tom DeLonge.
What's it like having Tom back?
Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, I thought, their live show was fantastic. They had, flames and Big Rabbit coming out, and it was confetti. It was great. I had really great seats, so I was like front center. I had a great view. I wasn't watching the Jumbotron. I was actually watching them. But yeah, they played all the hits, the new single, Edging.
Edging?
Yeah, Edging. It was a great show. And
what's the song about?
Just stupid shit. I don't know.
Okay.
You just have to listen to it.
Apparently, no one knows what the term edging means here. Except
I know what it means.
I thought it was a gardening term.
No.
Yeah.
You did not. Sorry.
If you listen to the lyrics, it's just yeah. Anyway, going back to
what you get in the mail this week.
What I got in the mail.
Yes,
so today I finally got, which I haven't opened yet, Super 7 Wave 1 of the Silverhawks.
Is that the one you've been complaining about for like a year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I finally got that.
Did you open it up yet? Did you take a look?
No, I just opened the main mailer box. I have not opened up any of the other ones, so who knows if there's something wrong with.
I was about to ask you, like, well, from what you've seen of other people opening it, are you still jazzed for these after?
Oh yeah,
time?
Yeah. Because the first images that we saw of Quicksilver were he was tinted blue, and I wanted it to be more of a silver.
Yeah.
And then I saw them in person at New York Comic Con, and I even talked to Brian Flynn, and the samples they look good, but it was still on the blue side. Now that I'm seeing it in people's hands, it's actually silver, like a pearlescent silver. So that's cool. Like a relief.
Nice. Well, congratulations.
Have you ever thought about? Have you seen that ad on YouTube for that? Like, it's like a paint marker, but it like mirror finishes whatever you write on.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, so you get like the mirror finish one for Quicksilver, and then you have another one, and then you tint it with various shades of blue or orange to make the copper, I suppose.
Oh yeah, that
Right?
would be
You
cool.
have like a second set that are like super shiny up on the shelf.
Brad, I have too many figures as it is.
Pardon?
I said I have too many figures as
Get
it is.
another set,
don't.
Rob. Get another set.
I
Yeah,
know. They're
don't
so
never say
expensive,
you've got
though.
too many figures. The figure
brought-
gods don't like that. Tragedy happens. Your shelves will break, and half of them will break on the floor. So you never.
I'm trying to figure out how
Don't
I
anger
can
them.
like. McFarlane is they renewed.
I know.
Oh, we'll get
Yes.
to that. Oh,
So
we need a
like
sound box here with like
beca-
cheering and stuff.
because of that, I'm like, where am I going to go with all of the new ones that are going to be coming out? Because they're only going to get better. So I'm going to need more boxes to put them in, kind of like Ahsoka. So
You need more shelves
Right.
too.
I'm just going to
All right.
have to like.
before we
throw
hop
them in
into the
box.
next topic, though, I want to hear Brad. What did you get this week so far?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I did
And
get.
I like how both of you started sweating when I asked that question. Are my wives?
Well, no,
are the wives
I-
listening?
I got like. You folks at home know that
Yeah.
I get influencer stuff from McFarlane from time to time. So I got the Jokerized Batman, and when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's awfully dumb, isn't it?" And then I got it, and I thought, "That's actually." It's still dumb, but it's like good dumb. It's like,
Yeah.
how do you explain it? It's like it's eye catching and it's fun to look at. And I think sometimes as myself as a figure collector, I'm always off for like, I want the best version of that character or like
Yeah.
an accurate version. And sometimes it's fun to just have something that is really fun. And how Pixel Dan used to say, what is it, toyetic? Someone
Yeah.
coined the phrase toyetic. This is really cool, right? I mean, I can imagine Robert wanting to play this. And then I got just a repaint, right, of Sinestro Corps Batman. This is technically supposed to be like the skin from the Arkham City game. But you can also say the time he did wear it very, very shortly there for a time during Forever Evil, where he looked like this until the ring was ripped off, right? He had it for like 2 pages or whatever, and that was it, right? But the accessory, oddly enough, right?
Yeah.
The bat accessory is accurate to the comic.
Oh,
But it's a reused accessory, right? But it's
Yeah.
accurate. That's the thing that he shoots out of the ring, which is a bat. And then, of course, there were some Batman 66 ones, but there's now I actually before I knew what this was coming in the mail, because I didn't even know it just showed up. I actually bought this is the one I bought from CMD store, so I opened it up just to horse around with it.
Whenever you say CMD store, I think of cannabis store. You know?
No, that's CBD.
I know.
What else came in the mail? Well, there's
Anything-
I got the Batmobile. I got the remote control Spin Master 89 Batmobile.
What? Let's take a look at that thing.
It's not out of the box yet.
Oh, how big is it? Is it big?
Well,
That's
you
what
know,
she
it's.
said.
You got the report. Hold on.
It's all right. It's all right, Brad. I don't want to make you go over there. No?
Okay.
No, you want to make him come over there.
I'm pretty sure. Now, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it might have been like a tad bigger than the regular Spin Master Batmobile. But I don't remember for sure. But like the one, like
it looks the same.
the Spin Master one is like the remote control one is a much more serious looking Batmobile. Like in hand, it's a better built Batmobile, and it's got all kinds of effects like smoke comes out of the back.
What?
And it comes like it's got the charging base is like where you park the Batmobile, and it's got a seat to put Batman in. It's cool. Like it doesn't have a lot of paint deco on like a lot of the base and stuff like that, which I mean you could do that yourself, but it is still a really cool item. I got a backlog, so I haven't gotten.
Can I just hold that up
Yeah.
a second? So like people that were complaining about the McFarlane, they're like, well, at least Spin Master's canopy is gray. And I'm like, yes, it is, but the
black?
turbine and the side intakes are gray. So like you can't win regardless.
Yeah.
Are they supposed to be gray?
No,
The
they're all black.
Yeah, the
Really?
Batmobile. Yeah, if in the films they're all black. Some of this stuff here, I'm
That's
I'm
gray.
looking at it backwards, right?
Yeah.
And it's on the
Yeah.
camera. This stuff right here, you can get away with that being, not black, but for a Batmobile that costs the price it does, and it comes with a Batman figure, I think this is definitely better than the old Toy Biz. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's tough, and kids are going to be able to play with this like crazy. I'm talking going down the stairs with this, well, as long as they're carpeted, I suppose.
Right.
Going down the stairs with it, playing with it in the backyard or whatever. It does fit one figure, but you'll see in the review that Batman kind of wants to slide down a little bit to the abyss where the, you know, turbine should be.
Yeah.
But there's nothing, so you got to like make sure he doesn't like disappear into never land and end up in the same pile that all the socks end up in that get lost in your dryer.
I was typing an answer to this question from Mark. We can just talk about it as a little aside here. Do we have any idea on the production number for multiverse figures? For example, the 89 Batman was sold out immediately. Then when ones that we think will sell out become peg warmers. I have no idea how
they'll do a second run. Guaranteed.
So, Brad? Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, for talking about McFarlane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got stuff back up on their site now that was popular and sold out. They usually, I've noticed, do a second run unless it's exclusive. So Hush Superman never got a second run. But like they
but he is
quite
getting
often,
a second run with a different head, just
right.
not the exact one.
Right. So technically he is, but yeah, I've noticed that quite often things do get a second run of figures, or maybe half get shipped right away and then they stagger their order. I'm not really sure how it works, but I'm sure that we will see more of those Batman figures show up. Oh, and the Mezco 1/12 Collective 89 Batman is currently up on
they need to fix my
Big
order,
Bad Toy
man.
Store. Big Bad Toy Store has one. They have them for $170 American. Big Bad Toy Store.
Remind me to email Mezco again tomorrow.
Okay. Hey, Rob, email Mezco again tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Boys.
That's why I haven't posted any pictures because I haven't taken any because the belt loop's all messed up, as you guys know.
If it makes you feel any better, mine's still in the box with the plastic around it because Chris sent me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to cheap out on some reviews and just take pictures of some, and because I've got like Steel has shown up now. I got Nightwing Steel and the Huntress all from Mafex, and I really want to get to them. I don't just want to review McFarlane stuff, but
you're a busy man, Brad. You're a busy man.
I got ADD of the wazoo.
You know,
what is that noise?
The cleaning crew has started at someone's house.
Yeah.
Really? For real? What is that?
That's what it sounds like.
Damn it, you did it again. Yeah, it sounds like a vacuum, right?
All right, guys, we have a truncated show because of commitments, so we're gonna dive right into it. We're gonna start off the show with Brad's The Flash spoiler-free review. Now, I want to say this is gonna be spoiler-free, but
yes,
we might wade into light spoilers. I mean, you know, we're gonna try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible, right, Brad?
Yeah. I feel like it'll be impossible to talk about it without there being some things that would be spoilers. But what I'm going to commit to do is not spoil any plot points if I can.
Yeah,
right.
What you should do, Brad, is like break it down. If you've ever watched Beyond the Trailer, like she breaks it down with like how the actors did, how you know the special effects.
And I used to do that on my channel a lot, but then I spoilers just happen. I'm
already
kind of an idiot.
I already have a spoiler question I want to ask you, but I'll ask you.
Okay. Well,
I'll ask you offline.
Yeah, let's just back up. So, for those of you who didn't know, I went to the Canadian Flash premiere, like a pre-screening of the Flash. Now, it's not a finished version. The special effects were not, in fact, done.
What?
So, well, no, like some of the CG.
Okay,
hold on. Let's
back up again because I like to set the stage, bro. I want to hear the whole thing, bro. Yeah. Like what time it was.
Okay, so
I want to hear the whole thing, man.
So
it was a rainy day.
Yeah. Exactly. I want to know the temperature.
One time in third grade, Johnny got sick and puked on my shoes. So no, I ended up. We got there at the doors opened at 4:30, right? And good thing they did because I drank way too much coffee on the car on the way there, and I was about to wet my pants. So we get up out of the parkade, which is directly below the Scotiabank Theater in Toronto, and there's a really nice lady from the marketing agency, and she sees my wife and I, right? Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, you look like you're here for the Flash show," and we didn't have to wait in line, right? So because a bunch of people were like hoping to get in because they do let a few people in for this. They're waiting outside, and I was like, "Yeah, that's us," and I was like practically bouncing the whole time, like I was talking to her. I felt bad because all the other people have been waiting in line, and it's like, Hi, I get to go in before you, but so I go in. They give me this hat.
Nice.
Oh, dude, that's a nice hat, dude.
Well, yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's not like just painted on. It's not super quality, but
Oh.
I feel like I could drive a truck in this hat and fit in. And a T-shirt. There was a T-shirt waiting for us on the chairs in the IMAX. So everyone got one of these.
Ooh. Did they have your right size? Like, did you have like, was it reserved for you?
Didn't we have 4XL?
Yeah, no, that's what I wanted to
Yeah,
ask.
no.
I'm like at 2 to 3XL right now. You know?
Yeah, no, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
look
okay.
like it.
See, that's
Thank
a
you.
great shot of me and my favorite Supergirl cosplayer. That's Monica Tule.
Yeah.
She's my favorite Supergirl.
Yeah, she's great.
She brings a wholesomeness to the character. Anyway, so I get upstairs, get myself situated, get beer. I got double-fisted beers, right?
Yeah.
Because
You
I would
did.
just buy one, but they don't let you buy like two and then keep one in your bag or on you. They got to open them both. So I'm walking around with 2 open beers like a dolt, hot. My ADD is going crazy. I'm like all over the place. My sugars are all weird, so I'm sweating up a storm, and it's hot. And on account of being chunky, I'm moving around a lot more than I usually do. So I look like that, just walking around the place, right? And so I'm sweating up a storm. We finally get in. We go to get our seats, and so
Now,
I come
the
back
seats,
out.
are they recliners? What are we
Oh
talking
yeah, they're
about here?
nice.
Nice
They're
quality
like
theater. Okay.
it's like the theater in the Scotiabank Theater. It's the nice theater, right?
Now, did you get popcorn, hot dog?
Yes, I got popcorn,
Yeah.
and we got a ticket for popcorn and pop. Now the pop was just like a small, so I didn't buy. Besides, I'd had 2 beers and I had a Guinness that I'd stashed away in my side bag just in case I ran out.
Now, did you layer the butter in the popcorn, or how do you do your butter, Brad?
I just eat the popcorn how they give it to me.
Savage.
They already put the popcorn in the
Disappointed.
butter, right? I mean, the butter in the popcorn, so I just ate it.
All right.
I wasn't that worried about it because by that point I got my big bag covered in. Oh, I'll show you my bag. Check this out, guys. I made this bag up. Ow! Oh, I'm right in the butthole. I made this bag up specifically for the show. I have all these buttons. You guys know how I get that box, right? From World's Finest, the collection. I finally used them all.
Oh, look at you!
And I put some other stuff on there. I got the flash hanging off there.
Oh, dude,
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was obvious that I was there for the flash as an influencer. So anyway, that bag was heavy. I had an action figure in it. I was going to do a giveaway, but I was so distracted. The giveaway never happened. I bought graphic novels, flash graphic novels to give away. I forgot those in the car because I had to pee so bad. Anyway, I'll breeze past a bunch of stuff. I took pictures, hung out with
Did you see any
cosplayers.
other influencers?
No one that I knew.
Okay.
No one that I knew. I recognize Monica because I follow her on Instagram, and I was like, I'm really excited to see Monica. She's really
So this
pretty.
wasn't a premiere. It was like a fan screen.
It was a fan
Okay.
screen, but there was like 2 rows of Warner Brothers people sitting there, and like the directors came.
I think it was
Machete and
it wasn't a fan screen. It was an influencer screening.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. So did you get to meet the directors, Brad?
no, because I was an idiot. I was like already in the theater. They took pictures with a lot of the influencers in front of the celebrity wall. I had pictures taken there, but it was just like me. My wife took them with my camera.
I mean, I don't blame
They're
you, bro. You want to
pictures too.
You want to get good seats. So
we did get good seats
I don't
right
blame
in the
you.
middle, in the center, like 4 rows down, 5 rows down. Oh yeah, I would rather get good seats and watch the movie better than meet the director. Like
in my opinion, the director should be coming up to you. You are the.
Oh God.
Come on, bro. You're Brad the DC Universe geek, for God's sake.
So just before I go in, I see Monica because I was walking around outside a lot looking for Claudio because we've been texting back and forth, right? But Claudio had been given a time where the wires had been crossed and they showed up at 5:30 instead of 4:30, and so they only had a half an hour to muck around out, outside of the movie theater. So I missed him completely until after the movie. So I see Monica. I'm like, Monica, I follow her on Instagram. I like her Supergirl, and she's kind of pretty. it's just weird when you see someone
Yeah.
in real life that you follow on Instagram, but you don't actually know each other, but you're like, but I see you all the time. That's weird. I have this connection with you, but not, you don't even know who I am, but okay.
Did you tell her that? In a
So I
creepy
went
way?
up and I was
have a
like,
connection
okay.
with you?
Well, I didn't say that. That's just weird, creepy. I mean, look, I look like a weird, creepy person. So I'm like, okay, walking up, I'm like, all right, be cool, Brad. Don't say something stupid. Don't fuck up. Don't say something dumb. And then what did I do? Began to say dumb shit. I was like, hey, Monica, how you doing? I follow you on Instagram. I mean, you probably don't know who I am, but I know who you are. You're my favorite Supergirl. You bring a wholesomeness to the character. And then she was with the Batman there in the picture. And
He
his
looks great.
suit, yeah, his suit was like as screen accurate as I've seen a cosplay Batman Affleck suit be.
Did
like,
he
up
wear
close.
that during the movie?
He sat down in the seat with that cowl on.
Dang.
Yeah,
That's
some
dedication.
commitment.
That's
Damn
dedication
right.
to cosplay.
Yeah.
Was he sweaty? He looks
Not
like
when I talked to him, like nothing, right? So instead of saying hi to him, the first thing I did is I looked at him and went, "Whoa, you got big pecs." And I poked his pecs. What idiot does that? I didn't say hi. And then I was like, nice suit, man. And then we talked. We had some awkward pictures. Like, oh, fuck.
This isn't awkward at all. He looks thrilled.
I suck at like doing anything in front of people, and meeting people and stuff. That's why I don't have like events where I go and meet people that watch the channel, because I'm an idiotic.
Brad,
all over
I
the
would
place
love
mess.
to do a Brad the DC Universe fan event.
Oh man.
But yeah, like I see what you got to do. You were two guys in suits and they're posing. So you're like, oh, I should do something other than to stand here, you know?
Yeah.
So
Could Batman turn his head?
You know?
Pardon?
Oh, yeah.
Could he turn his head?
He never tried. I didn't. I should have said, "Hey, over here, over here, over here, over here." I didn't think to though. I was
Just put it in the line of his sight, like just out of frame. Just
yeah. You're right. I was too starstruck by Monica, and I was too excited by the whole place, and I was sweaty, and I was self-conscious, and
Bro, this is why people love you, bro. You're genuine. You're real, dude. You're real, and you have a great positive vibe to you, buddy. You know?
but okay. So the movie. Let's get to the movie then. All right. So
Oh,
I've yacked on enough about
no. What did the wife think of this whole scene before the movie?
She
Was
loved
she
it.
entertained? I
She
mean,
loved it. Except for I left her in the theater for a little bit. I left Margaret in the theater for a little bit because I was going out to get our concessions, right?
yeah.
And that's when I met Monica and whatnot.
Excuse me.
And I came back like 20 minutes later. And in the time that I've been gone, some young guy had came in and like plunked his keister down next to her, right? And you know the theater rules. You get one arm rest. You don't get two because someone else needs that one. So the guy sits down and goes, and he digs his elbow into her ribs right beside, her boobie. Right in like that. I don't think he knew what he was doing. And then Margaret was like, so uncomfortable. She's like, that is physically uncomfortable and I don't like it at all. But she's not the kind of person to like, she hates confrontation. Yeah. So she was like, and she just kind of like slowly inched her arm down like that beside herself. Well, you can't see it. Like inched her arm like down like that because he had his elbow right in her. And she sat like that with this guy uncomfortably for like 20 minutes when I was gone. And I'm like, why don't you just ask the guy to move his elbow? She said, hey, dude, listen, I know we're sitting close and all, and we kind of feel like a big geeky family, but having the elbow jammed in my ribs is a little bit uncomfortable. Perhaps we could fix this situation.
I would have loved the story to have been like you punched him in the face.
Oh my God. I wouldn't be violent. I would just say, dude.
I know. It would have been funny though.
Yeah, because I'd be like, now my hand is broken. Yeah. Anyway, so she gets up and goes to the can, right? And then she sits down, and that's when she tells me, she's like, I'm not going to sit there. Can we move spots? Because he has his elbow on my side. So I had an open seat next to me the whole time. The whole movie. I got to put my bag up and all my stuff because no one wanted to sit in the one open spot. All right. Now let's get into the movie.
No, before we get into the movie, Brad, I want to know. Oh, no. Guys, I want the whole experience here, guys.
You're edging me. Edging.
No. What was you're here? Are you like anxious? Are you just excited? Is it a lot going on? Like, what's your emotions before the movie?
Yeah, like, are you like Ahsoka and I, where we have anxiety pee? Like the second before you have to like run to the bathroom.
I have anxiety pee before every movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. I'm like, well, what if I have to pee in like the middle, because I never thought
Yeah.
about that until Green Lantern. And it was the one part of the movie where the important dialogue was happening. I think it was in a bar or a pub. There was some dialogue. My bladder was like, time to go pee, boy. And I was like, fuck. So I got up and went to the bathroom, and I missed that dialogue. So I've been paranoid ever since Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern movie.
I like how your eternal voice is a Southern plantation owner, apparently.
Well, he does whip me to go to the bathroom. So anyway, I'm like, that's exactly what I did. I went pee 5 minutes before it started.
Maybe you should start wearing Depends to the movie theater.
I probably should. I've thought about that. Or maybe just jam a catheter up there in a pop bottle, right?
Just be like Dumb and Dumber. Just go, man.
Just right on the seat. Okay,
All
but
right.
the pee story gets funnier. So about a third of the way into the movie, after I'd already gone, right? I thought I was good. I had my Belgian Moon beer next to me, right, like that. And then all of a sudden, my bladder looks up at me and goes, "Hey, you know I gotta go again, eh?" I was like, "Shut the fuck up! It's only been a third of the movie. I'm not going nowhere. I've already emptied you, you little."
I mean, bro, you're drinking big beers during the movie. Fuck.
I only had half of it left.
Dude, I will go near a beer during a movie. I'm just like,
I try not to drink at all, like beforehand.
Well, I usually do, but the beer was going to be warm by the end of the movie, and that's a sin. You can't let it, unless it's Guinness. You can't let your beer
Guinness.
get warm.
It doesn't matter. It can be warm.
But the Guinness was warm. I drank that after. This is a beer that's supposed to be cold. It's Belgian Moon. So I'm like, okay, just shut the fuck up. But right after that, my colon was like, "Hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if you're enjoying this movie and then we peed and farted in it?" I was like, "Don't you fucking dare." So I spent the last 2/3
See,
of
that
the movie.
voice is like a druggie from the 70s. The colon voice.
"Hey, kid, you want to buy a Jake?"
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there for 2/3 of the movie, right? And I'm beginning to panic. I'm like, I am not getting up at any point in this damn movie. I am staying here. I don't care if I have to hang the little fella out and pee on the floor and get it on Aquaman's trident, because Aquaman was sitting in front of me and this trident was. So I was like, eat popcorn. I ate my whole bag of popcorn as fast as I could so it could soak up some of the rest of the stuff in my bladder. And it went away. I would forget about it for a long time. And then I'd remember, oh, I got to pee. I think mind over matter. Watch the damn movie, you wussy. You got the bladder of a puppy. And sure enough, I held it the whole time. And then I'm talking to Claudio, and it went away completely.
Now, Claudio, was he sitting next to you or what?
No, after the movie. I caught him the same as last time, posing the figure on the statue outside of the door. But I tell you, when I got into that bathroom upstairs, I did one of those look under the stalls before you go. And I must have cut wind like 3 times, like the biggest tuba farts you've ever heard. Wow. And you could hear it out in the hallway. I guarantee it, because there were kids laughing. But
doors opening.
And that, my friend, is Brad's review. Let's end it here. I'm just kidding.
So, okay, now that we got all of the dumb stuff, can I please review the movie now? So,
I guess so.
Okay.
I guess so.
All right. So, without ruining it, everyone who was supposed to be doing everyone that was acting, they did a good job. Like, nobody's acting, at least for me, pulled me out of it. Like, I was able to continue to suspend disbelief the whole time.
All right.
There have been questions about various showings up, various cameos or callbacks to certain versions of certain characters at certain times and certain people from certain universes.
What a pro, dude. What a pro. I love the way
which may or may not show up in the movie. And I will say that if you're there hoping to see this movie really honor the past, then I feel like you will definitely have your comic shaft tickled there. It'll be quite nice. And then I feel like as far as looking for certain characters of the current universe that is currently ending, there are possibly a few, but which ones I'm not going to tell you. I'm not even going to allude to them. So there's that to look forward to. The action sequences, I really liked them. They were really well done. They were well choreographed. It played out like a comic book movie. So the same thing that we want to see in all kinds of comic book movies. We want to see the crazy. We want to see the extraordinary. You want to see huge jumps and big explosions and larger than life events happening. And we see a lot of that happening here. But it's also done in such a way that you don't spend your time going, well, this is gratuitous. At least I didn't. and I don't spend my time going, what am I looking at? Like it's a Transformers movie.
Nice.
So yeah, it was really well done. There were moments of really well thought out and timed comedy
Okay.
that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed that being there. And there were also, there was a moment of comedy without wrecking anything completely involving.
Yeah, don't even yeah. Don't even try.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. Okay, this was the moment of comedy. That's it. That's all I can do. I know it sounds dumb. You'll understand.
I don't even want to guess because it'd be a spoiler, but
You'll understand when you see it. Look, that was what Brad was talking about, and it is like I've never been in a movie in my entire life ever where the theater broke out in that much cheering and clapping and laughter. Like I've never been in a movie theater ever where it's broken out that much.
Do you think that with the promotions and everything, like, do you think it's being overhyped, or do you think it's like on track?
I think it's on track. And the movie, I feel like the balance of a good comic book movie that DC should have always gone for, things have to be lighthearted and bright, because even the comic books have moments of lightheartedness and brightness.
Yeah, I heard one reviewer say that there's too much comedy in it.
No, absolutely not.
Too much laughter.
Absolutely not.
And then you have
those are people that
are
like
Schneider fans that are like saying, yes, we want this movie. And then there's the people that aren't Schneider fans saying, we want it to be not a Schneider film. So then you have two camps battling each other. And I think that's like the downfall of DC. Like, can't we just all be for something?
I will say that the people who just decide they don't like it because it's, not part of the, it's obviously connected because the character was part of Zack Snyder's original Snyderverse, but also it kind of diverged with the theatrical release and the Snyder cut. And I personally feel like Man of Steel and the Ultimate Edition of Batman v Superman and then his version of the Justice League are superior along that line. Yeah. Right. That's not to say there aren't great movies, I think, that are the DC movies that came out of the divergence from the Justice League. But the Justice League was really trash in comparison to Zack Snyder's movie.
Now, Brad, you mentioned that this is unfinished. Was it unfinished because
definitely
they've swapped out parts so that they're not spoiled?
No. The CGI is just not done yet. That's all.
What?
Like it's
close to release.
It's like 90. Yeah. Well, the thing is that the version that I saw, right? You have to realize that would have been packaged up, or the hard drives would have been sent off, or it would have been digitally. However they send it out. That would have had to been set out and at those places ready to go. But meanwhile, the people doing the effects they're still working on the working cut. By the time it's for the theatrical release, it'll probably right down to the line, and it will look even better. But there are definitely times when I can go, okay. You ever seen a video on YouTube where they go zoom, zoom, and they take an image and you can see the progress of the effects on the same scene? Well, I can tell that these effects were 90% done.
Well,
95%. Like you can tell at certain points, but
I was watching Shazam again on Max. And then I know, Ahsoka, you and I watched it in person, but I didn't notice it in the movie. But when I watched it a second time, like how bad some of the CG was, like with the falling scenes stuff.
Did you watch it in 4K?
I don't have. Well, I have a 4K down here, but no, I watched it in 1080.
Okay, all right. I was going to say, because if you watch it in 4K, I feel like that's one of the problems of movie watching now.
No, it just like it looked like she was just on a green screen falling.
Yeah.
Now, Brad,
I just want to finish off what I was saying.
Yeah.
I feel like the people that don't like this movie or will review bomb it or hate it just because it's not like a full, complete continuation of the Snyderverse, the people that hate everything that's not just the Snyderverse, if they're going to hate it because of this, they're idiots. They're just, it's the wrong reason to not like this movie.
Some people just hate DC just because it's DC.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. But there's a certain contingent of people that want to destroy everything that is, like, they want the Justice League to have came out. Like they're happy the Snyder Cut came out, and then they want the entire Snyderverse restored and everything else just to go by the wayside. They don't really like any of it. They wish it didn't even exist. And so there's a contingent of people like that that also don't like the Flash. And there's also a contingent of people, and I have to address this, that are boycotting it because of Ezra Miller's grooming accusations. And that's a real thing.
That's unfortunate too.
Yeah. Now, he hasn't been found guilty in any court of law. However, it's definite. I mean, there was some messed up shit going on, right? It doesn't take a genius to figure that out, considering people have talked about it and came forward and stuff like that. But to boycott the movie is for one, not the answer. Two, usually, not always, but usually never the answer. And I say this because, for one, if we want the DC movies to keep coming, us not going to this will hugely ensure that they don't. Right? Yeah. And I know some people go, well, you don't just go and see it so more come. Well, I mean, that's your opinion and you're welcome to it and I'm welcome to mine. And I want to see more DC movies. And if that means that I'm, going to see a movie that, if the only reason why I would not want to see it is, well, because Ezra Miller is a this or that, which I don't know personally in person. I know he's shady, but I know he's got problems. I'll say he's got problems and definitely needs therapy. But the other reasons are other people have worked on it. When you boycott the movie because of Ezra, you boycott DC in that regard, right? It tells them people don't want DC. You're boycotting Michael Keaton. You're boycotting all of the hours of work that went into it from all of the video editors and the set designers. And you're boycotting more than just Ezra Miller. And I think that is a very sad state of affairs that people can't
same thing goes for Aquaman.
So many people put into it. Yeah, boycotting Aquaman, even... Amber Heard in real life is a turd. I call her Scamber Turd. I don't like her. Her Mara is very good. I thought her Mara was good. But even if I didn't like her Mara, and knowing what she did to Johnny, I'm not going to not watch the movie because she did those horrible things. If people knew half the shit that people in Hollywood and their music stars and the people that own companies and businesses did, you'd have to boycott fucking everything.
True.
Right? There's shady, shitty people in everywhere. So it's like, I feel like for me, it's not a battle that I want to fight. I loved it and I wanted to see what they all brought to the table. And I'll say it, Ezra did a great job in the role this time. This is his best time playing his take on the Flash. He was actually able to really explore the character.
Let me ask you this. So they've had 3 or 4 trailers, numerous TV spots. Like the footage we've seen, has it spoiled like a lot of the movie as far as like...
No.
Like, is it like just scratching the surface of like what's actually in it?
Yeah, it has. Like, okay, so we know that there's the 2 Flash suits, right?
Yeah.
2 berries, 2 Flash suits. Okay, well, there's a little bit. It's not as simple as 2 berries and each one gets a Flash suit. Just leave it at that, right? The trailers. I remember walking and thinking, okay, I guessed that was going to happen and this was going to happen. Because we'd surmised certain things, but a few other things I was like, wow, I didn't really see that one coming, and that's an interesting turn.
Is there a lot more?
The movie does not end how you think it will.
Okay. Is there a lot more Keaton than we've seen?
Keaton is all over this movie. You got Batfleck, which is in the first like chunk of the movie. Like he's got some dialogue. He plays his character. Like he's not like just a throwaway. Like I will say he is in it. Batfleck is in it more than Diana Prince was in the Shazam movie. Okay, so he does get a reasonable amount of screen time, his version of the character. But then it
didn't feel like they showed us like all his Batman scenes in the trailer. Is that accurate?
They didn't show them all, no. And there's some good scenes now. But when he's out, he's out. That's it. You don't see him anymore. And then it's Keaton, and Keaton really is the Batman of the movie.
Yeah,
Keaton is the one who is working with him and partnered up with him.
What was it like seeing Keaton?
It was awesome.
Like again, did it live up to your expectations?
It was awesome. He totally met the expectations. I didn't walk away going, okay, the guy's 70 in the movie, and some people might go, well, how is a 70-year-old able to be Batman? Because suspend disbelief. That's why. Okay, he's a guy dressed as a bat, and he's the goddamn Batman. That's how he's 70.
Well, he's 70 in real life too.
Right. So it's like, of course, I mean, just to suspend disbelief here for a second, guys. He's the Batman. That's how he can do it. That's how he can do all the acrobatics.
This might be light spoilery, but he played Bruce Wayne, right? Not Thomas Wayne. Or can you not talk about that?
Well, it's fine. I think we all assumed he was Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Because the quotes, right? Let's get nuts.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to ask this, But like, I guess I will. So they say if this is Tim Burton's Batman, like, is his actually we shouldn't talk about it. That's more spoilery stuff. But they obviously haven't showed much of his Gotham in the trailers or anything like that. So we probably shouldn't talk about what that looks like.
Yeah, that's not really a thing to even think about in this movie, really.
Okay,
No.
all right. Let's not get into that.
You see a lot of the cave.
Okay.
Yeah, and the cave set is really, it's simplistic, but it's really nice the way that it's laid out.
So is
Like-
this a continuation from
Keaton?
the Keaton movies, or is this alternate universe version of that Keaton?
It's, you know what? It's hard to tell because the way that they explain, the way that Batman explains, or Bruce explains how this whole thing works to Barry,
Actually, yeah, don't go into it. Yeah,
he doesn't really explain it like he jumped into that timeline. He explains it more like he created an alternate timeline that didn't exist. But it's clearly that Batman.
Spoilers.
No, I honestly don't know exactly how it would work. How does the blue and gray Batfleck suit look on the screen? It looks good. Like, it matches the movie.
Do you like it any more seeing it now in the theater? Then you weren't a huge
I still
fan
think
of
it's I still think it's the stupidest version of a suit, but it doesn't like it looks. I mean, for what he's using it for on the bike, right? Having the bat bra he's wearing. It.
Do you
I mean,
see
I
him
don't
without that armor? Like, do you see him put that armor on?
No.
Like where he
No.
takes it off, or is it
No.
just that?
He's just wearing it. Yeah,
Okay.
he's just wearing the armor. Yeah, I enjoyed the story. There were times when there wasn't a dry eye in the theater.
Wow.
So there was good comedy. I thought the comedy was well executed. See, people go into these movies with an expectation, and some people, they want it to just be dark and gritty, right? Oh, it's too much comedy. Okay, I get that when Batman is making jokes, but Barry's supposed to make jokes, and he does a very good job with the jokes.
I loved Ezra in all the as the Flash in the short time that he was in BVS, and especially in the both Justice Leagues. I mean, I thought his humor was good, so I'm excited for this movie.
I feel like it was more like Bart previously.
Yeah,
now he does seem a little bit more Barry in this movie, at least to me. You know, my expectation was to go in and have fun, and I did, and I liked it. Like, it's one of my favorite DC movies.
I was about to ask you, where does this rank? Like,
in the Schneiderverse.
If I was to say, if I was like, okay, I got to pack 5 of the DC movies that I've seen in the last decade to take with me, I would take Man of Steel, and I would take Batman v Superman, and I would take the Snyder Cut for sure. Those 3 movies, they're really good. I like the way they're executed. They're not my favorite versions of the character in general, some of their character traits, but I would take them because they're filmmaking. They're not just throwaway popcorn cinema. And then I think that, this Flash movie would definitely be in there. And I'm not counting the Batman or Joker. I'm not going to count them. That leaves the first Wonder Woman on my list.
What about Dark Knight?
Yeah. I think someone's banging on my door. No. My son is like, he wants to send me a note.
No, I mean, I was trying to show you.
This is my son, everybody.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Here, I'll take that considering you're in your underwear. He sent me a note. Okay, I love you. Good night. He's trying to say good night, and this was his way of saying good night, to knock on the door and put a note under it. He could have just came in and given me a hug. The Dark Knight. I'm not counting the Dark Knight too, because like I'm counting it as like Man of Steel forward. Right?
But would you, if you ranked it against
Dark Knight is very good. Pardon?
Yeah, if you ranked it against even like all the DC
the Dark
movies.
Knight,
like
all of DC.
against all of them. Oh no,
dude.
Don't make me do that.
Buddy.
Okay, well, are we going by movie, or can my nostalgia also play a part?
Sure.
Yeah, it's your personal, whatever you.
This isn't fair. I can't add the first Batman movie into it because that's just like it'll automatically win. That's like why I don't add the superpower Superman into my like favorites lists every time.
I mean, I would imagine like the original Superman, the original Batman.
Right. I don't want to put them in there because like they're like, as far as I'm concerned, for the time what they were, they're like sacred as far as DC movies.
You know, it's funny. I have so much nostalgia for that stuff, and I love watching it. but I can't honestly say that's my favorite movie. Like my
Really?
go-to, yeah. Like my go-to
Yeah.
is always BVS. My second is Dark Knight.
Yeah. Which is clearly respectable. I don't watch them all that often though. I'll watch them like when I was a kid. I watched them all like over and over and over and over again. Or I
Like-
might watch a DC movie now like 5 times total in my life.
Like I didn't like the Baleverse or whatever you want to call that. As far as like Batman, it felt like a great cinema, but it didn't feel Batman to me. The suit and everything
Yeah.
was too mechanical.
Man, I gotta
Um,
disagree, Rob. I know we've talked about it, and I love
Yeah.
the Bale stuff.
But
I mean, over there.
I mean,
Exhibit
if
A.
you take the Dark Knight out, like it and put it with some other hero, I think it could have worked. Just like with Captain America, like if you take Captain America out and put it any other like James Bond or something, the movie still could have worked.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Batman. Yeah, Dark Knight could have worked if it wasn't Batman. If it was a different hero, is that what you're
but
saying?
I
The
just
story could have.
the cinema, the music, everything going into the choreography, everything
Yeah.
going into the Dark Knight is just like on par, all tens, like everything for me.
Yeah,
BVS,
I agree. No,
on
they
the other
were-
hand, is like that's a superhero movie to me. Like that's,
Yeah, that's a good point.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it might not be
yeah.
the most cinematic, but it's the most superhero.
See, that's where I disagree.
Excuse me.
I tend to think that Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and the Snyder Cut of the Justice League are all incredibly cinematic. Like the way that he
Oh,
takes
yeah.
Well, no,
the
yeah, they
shots
are. But I'm just saying,
and like his color palette and stuff like that.
Well, I think
Like,
like the
I-
Dark Knight, the Nolan movies are like they're like the Godfather. They're like Heat.
Yeah.
They're like a different sort of cinema, right? They're like
right.
very
gritty.
But you're right too, Brad. Like Zack Snyder, he's an artist, man. Like
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
the way
dude.
that he composes his shots, right?
yeah,
You know, I have no problem. A lot of people's complaint was that all the extra stuff in Zack Snyder Cut of the Justice League, you know, something. It's mostly new footage, right? Different footage, but it's like, oh, a lot of those shots, and it stays on things a little bit too long. It's like, well, where's your attention span, right? Because some of
I
these
love
shots
all
that he
that, yeah.
stays on are
Yeah.
fantastic. Like it really builds, you know, the world and it builds the scene. I like a long movie. Give me
Yeah,
a
me too.
3-4 hour long movie, and that is, I am in my element, right? Whereas when you take a movie and you start chopping it down and making things too quick, there's a time and a place for that too, and that's a wonderful form of editing. But I really appreciate what Snyder brought to the DC world cinematically.
Now, Brad,
Absolutely.
final thoughts on the Flash though.
Yeah. How's
How
the
soon are
music
you
of the
gonna
Flash?
Oh, that's a
Sorry.
good question. No, go
Two
ahead.
questions then.
No, you go ahead, Rob. Go.
How's the music of the Flash? Like, how would you describe it?
Well, you will hear some familiar tunes.
Okay.
Some songs that will get the crowd cheering.
But
in
does
the
it have
theater.
a score versus just like throwing rock music or whatever?
Okay, the easiest way I can answer this is, remember the era when every major blockbuster that was like a great movie, we can hum their theme music,
Yeah.
their score, and movies nowadays, a lot of them don't have that,
Yeah.
right? They don't have a catchy cinematic orchestral theme. I felt that I didn't hear anything. Nothing jumped out at me about the Flash as like the main score that I would remember.
So there's no like Flash theme for him.
Maybe there is, but it didn't jump out at me. Like even with Wonder
Wow.
Woman,
Yeah,
that
iconic.
stands out. That is iconic and recognizable right away. Recognizable, right? With the Flash, there was nothing that jumped out. Maybe I missed it, but
Nah,
if
I
I missed
probably
it,
would've caught
it
it,
didn't
yeah.
do its job. It
Yeah.
clearly wasn't a catchy enough piece of theme music if I missed it.
Yeah.
That would be what I would say. But it was scored well.
All right, and
It was a good
finally, so after seeing it once, are you super jazzed to see it again? Like you
Yeah.
can't wait?
Oh yeah. For one, because it was just a pre-screening, there will be some changes, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, they'll finish the CGI, so I'm excited about that because like you have no idea what you're in for when it comes to some of the Speed Force imagery. And I don't want to wreck it for you, but it's amazing. Now, I would have liked to see a certain thing involved with going into the Speed Force, which rhymes with Dead Phil. But, you know, I was kind of sad not to see that. Plus, there's no credits, right? The nature of this, because it's a pre-screening, because there's no credits, that means there's no mid-credit scene and no post-credit scene. And the word on the grapevine is there's going to be a mid-credit and an end credit scene.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that wasn't there, so there's more footage. Yeah. Oh, and
Now,
Sasha Kaye did fantastic too. We didn't even talk about her.
Oh yeah, you weren't excited about her version of Supergirl. Are you a changed man now after seeing her?
Well, I still don't want her to. I wouldn't want her to be the universe's main Supergirl. Don't change characters for just to tick boxes. I'm never a fan of that. I want my Supergirl to look like the Supergirl that we've supported the whole time, and I want her to have the same origin, and I want it to work that way, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I keep saying that. However, for this movie, this particular version of Kara in a different timeline, how it all works out and why she's there, she does great. I have no qualms with it, and I enjoyed seeing her in this context in this movie. Yeah, and she I don't want to wreck it. I can't say anymore.
Don't say anymore.
But pay attention to this character in the movie, because there's a little bit of a Flashpoint feel. I mean, just a little bit of a Flashpoint feel to a certain portion of the movie, right? But she's badass. That's what I will say. She is absolutely badass. She punches hard, she kicks hard, she flies fast, and she lets you know when she's pissed at you. There you go. Yeah.
All right. We will leave it at that, boys. We have
never
to
seen
move
a
on
Supergirl
to our
like
next topics. Brad, thank you for that beautiful review. Well done, dancing around spoilers. And
I tried my
commentary.
best.
And guys, we will be, of course, having a show a few days after The Flash comes out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll wait till I say we do it like that Monday or Tuesday afterwards. Give the folks the weekend.
When are you seeing it, Ahsoka? Did you get your tickets?
The 15th.
Yeah.
Thursday the 15th.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
So you're going the night before?
Yeah. I'm seeing it the 15th at 3 with Pack Photos. He's driving up.
I'm seeing it with Aesthetic One on the.
And then the next day, I'm taking the family.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and you know what? You can watch this back to back.
Yeah.
It's that kind of movie. Oh, and there's Easter eggs. There are nice Easter eggs that you got to keep your eyes open for. But there are Easter eggs, which I was Margaret. I point them out to her. She had no idea.
I'm just praying my wife doesn't go into labor on the 15th.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, because then I'll have to leave her on the Saturday to go watch the movie for a couple of hours. And I will do it, boys. This is guys, this is.
Man, after the birth of my first son, I canceled a show that I practiced for 2 months with somebody. I totally let them down because my baby was born. I can't leave my wife alone.
I mean, this is our second one.
7. Oh, never mind. Have at her.
Dude, dude, Michael Keaton for number 1. I told my wife, do not have this kid on the 15th. The week before is great. Week after, just not on.
Yeah.
The 15th. All right, guys, we'll do one more topic because we got to wrap it up a little early tonight. Let's go on to some McFarlane toys reveals. And while we're bringing up the screen here, it was announced that McFarlane got the license extended till 2025. Brad, Rob, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm stoked. I mean, my wallet's going to hurt, and my space shelving is what are we going to do? But
stop being a sissy and buy more shelves.
Yeah, but I don't want it to look too cluttered down here.
You're just trying to hide the fact you're a nerd. If I can keep it looking nice in shelves, then people won't really know that I'm a total nerd.
You're suffocating with your toys.
Nerd.
I took down pictures and moved them other places just so that I could put the bat wing on the wall.
I mean, look at me. I got a little table here for this Batmobile. It's ridiculous. It's closing in on me here. I got.
Did you just get that? No, you didn't. Did you?
It was on sale.
How much? No, don't tell me.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
We don't talk about. We
don't talk about money on the show, guys.
Yeah, we don't give prices.
just in case someone's listening. I mean, they don't, but just in case.
They're always listening.
It's okay, people at home. I couldn't afford that Batmobile either.
I can't either, but I mean. All right, let's talk about.
He has an OnlyFans account with feet.
Dude, you know what? Anyways. All right, let's talk about 3 new pre-orders that went up Batwing,
There's also
Two-Face.
statues, aren't there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's skip those two.
Yeah.
Let's focus
Okay.
on these three. Let's talk about, come on,
Batman.
Nightfall, Batman.
Hell yeah. Let's talk about Nightfall Batman. You know what has me excited about this? Aside from the fact that, like, oh, I'm such a dummy. I'm here clicking on the thumbnails, trying to make him bigger on the picture. Like, what is wrong with
here, let me.
No, it's all right.
No, let me share it properly. I was sharing the window. Let me just share my my screen. There we go.
There we go. What's that? The hub?
That
Okay.
looks awesome.
I make a Pornhub joke and no one even hears it. Anyway, so as far as the figure goes, you know what has me excited? Two things. We get a new buck.
Yeah.
You just stop focusing on his bat junk, you perv.
The wrist pegs are the new style too.
Can we see those? Oh yeah, they're sculpted. Yeah, I like them when they're sculpted like that. We got a new buck, and let's face it, you're gonna want to have one as is, and then of course you're gonna also be able to customize one, right? And
Maybe an unmasked one. You know,
I'm not super huge on unmasked ones, but just the idea of having a black and gray. Although Todd, you know what, dollars to donuts, he's gonna get his money out of this sculpt. You know that, right?
Yeah,
there will be a black and gray. I guarantee it.
Probably now, do you think they're going to do the black and gray with the actual bat, or just do like a black and gray like that?
Well, I know I definitely think we're going to get this in black and gray, but I wouldn't put it past Todd to also give us a solid bat.
See, this is the definitive, like, this is the Batman figure that we have all been waiting for. Now, I know people are saying that the gray's too light, and sometimes I do agree, but over the years, his gray and his blue have changed so much. This is like a 1970s, early 80s. I wouldn't necessarily say that this is Nightfall colors per se.
Yeah.
But
actually,
it looks like almost like Super Friends.
It's kind of it's like an essentials version.
Yeah.
Of this costume.
If you bring up certain ways that Nightfall was colored by certain artists, the gray is that light.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I read it.
Absolutely that light.
I feel like his head doesn't look like this in Nightfall, though. You know what I mean? I don't know.
His head doesn't look exactly like that. No.
I think it's missing the black, which is throwing it off.
The shadows.
The shadow.
Right. But the thing is, why would you paint? See, a lot of people are like, I like to paint. It's like, well, don't paint them. They're shadows.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, used to be said, McFarlane Toys did a fantastic. They've literally sold out of pre-orders everywhere for this. Yep. That's impressive for a retail domestic line. Yeah, well, they're gonna win.
Yeah, I pre-ordered. I pre-ordered it today. Yeah.
Yeah, I pre-ordered them today too.
Look at the emblem. Oh,
and I like that he's not overly bulky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the thinner, 70s, 80s, 90s Batman.
This reminds me of the very first DC Universe classics from Mattel, but in the McFarlane line.
Yep. Except for a lot of us, we took the black off. No, yeah, we took the black off of his face with acetone.
I didn't. I kept it.
I took it off. I took the black off. So I got one with it and one without it. I like the colors. I love it. And remember, this is under bright lights.
Yeah.
So this gray in hand,
it's in like a light.
Won't look that gray.
Look at
That's what it looks like. Where they blast all the shadows. I know some people complain that say that our photos don't look like real photos because we have the shadows and stuff, and that's not what you see on shelf. But it is if you light it properly. I don't have 1,000-watt light bulbs shining down on my figures to expose it properly. Either.
If you zoom in on these white pictures, because I've done it a lot for my videos, because I use these in my videos. If you zoom right in, you can actually see that these are cut out.
Yeah.
This is not a white. I mean, maybe the picture was probably taken on a white background too.
But they needed it to make it look more white, so then they
super
cut it
white.
out.
Yeah, they've cut it out. So
yeah.
So this Batman was under bright lights, super bright lights, and these are product shots. These are their glam product shots, so they have to be well lit. So this gray won't look quite as gray and quite as light in hand. But some people really like that dark gray. But then again, remember, some people, this is their color blue for Superman.
Yeah.
And I look at that and I'm like,
you're not going to please everybody, but I think that
No.
for the majority of us, I mean, like Pac said, this sold out. So obviously it's resonating with people.
Absolutely.
People love the classic versions of characters for sure.
And I prefer the gray and black with the pouches and the belt or the bat on the chest, but this is like also my other definitive Batman.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
There's no denying that this is like iconic.
Yes. As far as blue and gray goes, I feel like this is the definitive blue and gray, and black and gray has the pouches and the solid bat.
I do really, I hope they do a black and gray with the big bat.
The
symbol.
solid bat. Even if they don't, dude, it's so easy. That bat symbol doesn't take up the entire chest.
Brad, I don't customize, bro. I don't customize.
Look,
I wouldn't even do a head swap. I wouldn't even do a head swap.
You don't even do a head swap?
No, I don't do head swaps. I mean, I could.
Oh, you're Mr. Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Exactly. Did you guys see that? Holy crap! A mosquito just flew right up in front of my, like that far from my face. Do you see? Anyway, yeah, but look, you can do it. See this Superman S, for example? That I've cut the back of that. Dude, I've got another one. I can actually show you. Where is it? I was just looking at it.
Well, I did with the 3 Jokers. I took out if you remember, I took out the oval, filled it in, and then put the bat on. All
right, guys. While Brad's looking for that, let's flip over to Two-Face as Batman from Batman Reborn. What do you guys think about this figure?
I think it's really cool looking. I love the storyline that it came from. They're definitely getting their use out of the Hush body buff.
Out for the cowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that storyline. I hope we get a Jason Todd at some point because his costume's really dope.
Oh, yeah.
His costume was pretty dope.
I didn't pre-order this. I'm not saying that I'm not going to get it. It's just it doesn't pull me enough to like do anything. I'm just at this point in my collecting career, I'm trying to not just get figures to get figures. I want to get the figures that are going to fill the space properly so that I actually look like I have a nice collection, whereas I'm just buying things just because I love it.
What an admirable pursuit.
Right? Because like I have so many things on my shelf right now that I'm like, I could probably put it away, but I love it anyway. I don't know.
I think that honestly, I think this is one of the most interesting uses of
for sure.
The Hush body buck.
Yeah.
I do think it's time to retire that one and use something else just because the ankles stink on it. Like everyone I've had to customize because they do want to fall over. And that is something that McFarlane definitely has to improve upon is the clicks with the feet have to click in the proper spot, and they don't. They either click too far forward or too far backwards.
Yeah.
And these Hush bodies in particular, they get a little weak.
Yeah.
Right. So I've had to customize all of mine so they stand up straight. And you should never have to customize a figure for its basic practical use. I feel like that is unacceptable to have to do that. But it's like live and learn on the part of McFarlane Toys. And this is the most eye-catching reuse of this buck. I think this is more eye-catching than Vampire Batman use of it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what else. Anyway, you guys have all owned them too. That said, I wish that the red side of the cowl, I wish that we got a head sculpt that was the red side on both sides. Right? I think that's a really cool looking cowl. Right? And if they were to have a cowl like that,
it's very like OG Batman, very like
I was going to say
40s. Yeah.
Yes. No wrinkles on the face, right? Because Harvey Dent was all wrinkly and shitty looking on the left-hand side as well as the right, obviously. But you have that in black, and you have a perfect old school Batman head sculpt. But get rid of the neck articulation at the body. That's dumb. That's never been a good idea. But but truthfully, I only bought it because it was part of the pre-order for all 3 because they didn't have the single Batmans up at the time. So I got a few Batmans from Big Bad Toy Store and then a full wave because I wanted the other 2 figures. I don't know.
All right.
I'll go on my Batman shelf.
And finally, the last figure we'll talk about, Mr. Luke Fox, Batwing.
I think this guy's great looking. Not my
It was a
favorite
little
take
too
on the character.
cyborgy looking.
Well, that's how he
Cyborg
looked in the New
gargoyle.
52. A cygorgle.
Is it Luke Fox? Isn't it what's his name?
Wasn't it the same guy?
I don't think it was Luke Fox. I think he came
Oh, I'm
later.
sorry. Is it who's? You're right.
I can't remember his name though.
See, I didn't follow him in New 52 because I didn't like the look of the character.
I
was like,
thought
nope.
it was Luke Fox. Lucas.
I
Fox
could be
is
totally
fine.
wrong. But I thought it was like another gentleman.
Oh.
Hey Google,
Oh, there.
Who
See, this is
was
the
Batwing
costume
in the New
I-
52?
I do prefer this suit more, the darker one.
Yeah.
But that's not even the current black suit. I like
Right.
the current black suit
Right.
with the full face mask.
I do love this figure though. I love
Yeah.
the playability of it. I love the rockets and like the boosters that they have for like the back
Yeah.
pack and then for the feet. I think it looks cool.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice the boosters on the feet.
Yeah.
Ex-
So you get 3
exactly.
accessories to plug in.
Sweet.
That's where I sit exactly, Rob. I think the figure itself looks really cool,
Yeah.
and maybe even though it wouldn't be completely accurate, maybe he'll do this one in black, right,
Yeah.
with a different head
Oh.
sculpt.
Yeah, that'd be an easy variant. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the suit doesn't look the same as the New 52.
Right.
Like now it doesn't. Like the current version of this character is far superior to this version of the character.
Yeah. Is this the one from Batman Inc? Is that where this is, or is this New
I don't-
52?
New
Ugh.
52 Batwing. That's why I didn't follow the comic because I was like, who is this guy? Why do I care about him? And what?
I
is
think
he?
you're right. I think it might be the Batman Inc.
Well,
Now
he
I
had
gotta
his own
look this up.
comic too because he's on the cover of his own comic in this suit.
Let's see. Batman
I'm
Inc.
looking it up now because I'm curious too. Yeah, New 52 event. September, the Batwing follows a soldier carrying on the legacy of the Dark Knight in the most tumultuous region on Earth. Meet Batwing, the Batman of Africa, as he takes on Massacre.
Oh, I think you're right. I think it is the. Oh, look, it's David.
So that would be
the-
Batman Incorporated because he's in Africa.
Yeah, and it's David Zavimbi.
Oh,
Oh, it is.
oh, look right there. Here, I'm moving my mouse over like I can click on it. Second down there. Right there. Yeah. No. Up. Left. Click on that. Okay. What is that? Is that both versions of Batwing? What's going on?
Looks like it.
Because
Yeah.
the one on the right is how the current Batwing looks.
Yeah, this is definitely New 52.
I don't know what
time
the hell's
period.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right.
Here, I don't know if you can see, but if you look up the cover of Batwing number 10,
Yeah.
you can see that it's the suit of the action figure.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what we're
Yeah,
looking
it's a
at,
new 52 version. What is that guy's name? What is this fella's name? That's what I'm looking up currently.
Let's see.
Because it only ran from 2011 to 2014, and that was it.
It says David Zavimbi.
David Zavimbi. Maybe he's related to Leroy Nimby.
Could be. Could
Okay,
be.
so he's a different
Oh, look,
Batwing.
there's Nightfall Batman in the corner there. Oh,
My mistake. I never read it.
yeah, me neither.
I never read it. I could only afford so many comics at the time, and because I was also buying figures, so I just couldn't afford it. And I was like, "Who is this guy?" I have a hard time adopting new characters unless I really like them. So I had no problem with Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz, and there's lots of new characters. But I like Wallace West. I adopted him pretty quickly. But this guy's character, his suit didn't jump out at me.
Mm.
It just.
It still does. I like. It's a cool figure, but yeah, not my
Mhm.
favorite design. You know.
That's
I
exactly.
like the one from Mattel.
Yeah, I love the one from
Mhm.
Mattel. I think it's better design.
Yeah, I like it enough. I bought the 12-inch one too that they made of him.
But I do love that we're at least getting something like from another family character is always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I wish? This is what I wish, though. I do wish that they would stay away from the new 52 versions of characters.
Unless it's Superman.
Of course, unless it's Superman. I would even take a Batman. Like the
The
big
Flash.
three.
Actually,
but
Aquaman.
I love all the
Fla-
new 52 designs, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
I
Yeah,
love
the
me
new
too.
52 and the Rebirth design of the Flash are pretty much the same. So
Which ones don't you like, Brad, for the new 52?
the designs,
Yeah.
I
Teen
got used to.
Titans.
Yeah, Ravens was horrible.
Oh, man, love
Ravens
that
was
stuff.
terrible in the new 52. I did not like Tim's by comparison. Like
Yeah.
this look for
Yeah.
Tim, I think that is his worst look.
Yeah, I do.
Absolutely.
I like the original Red Hood look, the Kingdom Come
Yeah.
Red Hood.
I had to get used to Wonder Woman having red, blue, and silver, sort of red, blue, and gold, but it was
Yeah.
all right. I didn't like the look of Green Arrow in the new 52. I thought he looked stupid.
Oh, I thought he was fine.
No goatee, no mustache. He was not Green Arrow to me. Not at all. I didn't like Black Canary, her look. Yeah, a lot of them I just thought looked really, they were just like bad designs.
I liked Aquaman.
Aquaman was good. I liked Arsenal. Weird,
Wait,
right? Like I
Didn't
didn't.
Black Canary have the new like jacket with the yellow bird
Yeah.
on it? Yeah, I like that design actually.
When New 52 Canary, when she first popped up, whatever suit that was, I liked her more when she hit DC Rebirth. I liked that look.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, of course I didn't like Batwing from New 52. So it was like hit and miss, right? Some of the costume designs were just stupid, and some were great. Like Aquaman, I think got an upgrade.
Mhm.
So I agree with you, Rob. Totally, he got an upgrade. Batman's suit, I felt like it worked because it was supposed to be like super technical.
Yeah.
I like the classic look better, but I was like, okay, I get it. This works. And I even liked the collared look for Superman. It wasn't my favorite look. So yeah, I would look, but the point is I would like to see them stay away from New 52 looks. Even the ones that look good, like Cyborg near the end of the New 52 looked a lot better than the beginning of the New 52 because I have a hard time placing them with my figure collection. I can put older versions and I can put current versions and Rebirth and whatever all together, and I feel fine about it. But for some reason, the New 52 is like this little time in DC's history where I'm like, it was so different, so weird, and so experimental that the suits I feel like some of them have a hard time fitting in.
It was like the 90s, but for superhero costumes.
Ooh. Let's give it a put up, Brad. All right, boys. We're over. We got to wrap it up early tonight. I'm sorry.
What about the hot toys?
we'll do that next time. We'll do that next time.
Okay.
We'll do it next. You got to get up early, Rob. I got things.
I know. I just like talking to you guys and being
I like
here.
talking to you guys too. I know. It's funny how an hour is never enough. We're already hour 15. Like we didn't even
Ahsoka.
I know. I'm
keeping us in
boys.
line.
I know. Sorry guys, no time for questions tonight, but just wanted to say thank you to everyone in the chat for participating, for commenting, for being here. We're at 115 people right now, guys. Brad's having his lunch that he packed.
It's my it's my beer.
I would say that probably goes to either Ahsoka or Brad.
Continue, Rob. Who has the most DC figures? Oh, Brad, easily.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
But you know who has
boxes full, I guess.
SB Toys on Instagram. He's a fellow Canadian, to Brad.
Yeah.
He probably has the most DC figures out of.
He probably has the biggest collection of anybody.
Yeah, it's amazing. SB Toys.
You know what? I think for DC, it's either SB or it's D Hunter.
Oh, yeah,
D Hunter buys like everything, and he has since like the beginning of DC action figure time. Like there's very few he doesn't have. When he brings out figures to do his comparisons, he's like, here he is with like a bazillion flashes. Yeah. Like, oh, shit.
And they're very accessible too. All right, guys, we got to wrap it up. Roland, we're gonna have Brad play us out next time. We're gonna have a long show next time. We're gonna do the Flash review. Probably have a special guest or two to participate.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Scott, Brad will do an ankle customization chat on our next show as well, if I remember to put in.
Sure.
The manners. Guys, we will see you all post Flash, so we'll see you on the other side. And Brad, thanks again for representing the geek community at the screening.
It was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. All right, boys. Love you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.